just a heads up, 7 Up. This podcast contains offensive language and other things not ideal for kids' ears, potentially. So listener discretion is advised. Bum, bum. If you're looking for my recommendation for the most fucking pointless strategic thinking course ever,
was it put on by the province? Are you looking, if you're looking for a recipe that uses all the fucking celery I have in my crisper, I got 2 things. Maybe I'm looking for a recipe.
Ooh, how about the name of the professor that delivered that stupid course that stole an hour of my day?
Or are you looking for Derek? Derek, you know, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where Holt does a rap for Derek's birthday and they're in witness protection in Florida or whatever. Are you looking for Derek?
How could I forget?
This is
not the podcast.
Not the podcast for you.
That's Haley. I'm Sarah, and we're here to just fucking wing it. I didn't even write anything down. Or if I did, I closed it. Hi,
Derek. I am obsessed, and he's doing that little shuffle with his feet.
Oh my God, that show is so funny.
That show's hilarious.
The best part about that show is that they get the sexiest guest stars ever for the dads. They've had Bradley Whitford. They had fucking what's his face from Sons of Anarchy,
the Cardigan,
Jimmy Smits,
the Cardigan guy,
J.K. Simmons. Oh my God, the Vulture, the guy from Oz, although he's not like that old, but you know what I mean. Like
the other guy, Adrian Pimento.
Oh,
Adrian Pimento.
Such a good show.
It's a great show.
We were just about to start doing a rewatch. We watched a few episodes, and then I decided to put The Office on. Have you seen it?
I am rewatching it as well, The Office.
Fuck. Okay, I've rewatched the damn thing like 18 times. I mean, you can go back to older podcasts where I'm like, I'm going again for the 13th time. But like, season 1 never ceases to make me so uncomfortable. And like, having just watched Seinfeld, I'm like, I don't know which one's cringier. I think it's The Office early seasons. Like, oh, it's just painful. Like when they have all the different ethnicities on their foreheads and stuff, and it's just brutal.
Yeah. It doesn't track
we just watched the one. I had to turn it off because I was like, I'm not in the mood for this one. It's so cringy. And it was the Christmas with the Yankee swap. We got the iPod.
Yes.
And he was really upset.
Yes.
Phyllis was all upset about her. I was like, I can't watch Phyllis get upset. It's not today.
No.
So what's new?
What else is what is new?
What's new?
What's new? I found out that I can disassociate from myself and donate half of my ownings to Value Village with zero impact to my psyche. Knock on wood, this is less than 24 hours ago, so we'll see.
Follow-up question to that. Last time we spoke, you were talking about wanting to do some organization of your kitchen. When you started organizing your kitchen, did some of that stuff then become this pile that left?
It did.
Nice.
It did. I realized that I am like a food hoarder and like a kitchen gadget and stuff hoarder. So like I've donated basically a whole kitchen to Value Village. I've had to go 3 times. My car is full every time. Like, what is in here? Well, nothing anymore. But yes. And so like I was doing things like, how about you like put stuff that you use every day in a more accessible place?
Yeah.
Shit like that. So it was great.
Yeah, if you found it in the back of a cupboard and forgot you had it, you don't need it.
Exactly.
I do that with my clothes. If I haven't worn it in 6 months, whether or not, like some things are weather and they're weather related and you need them for the rare occasion. But yeah, I just did I haven't dropped it off yet, but I have bags full of clothes.
That's next. Shop.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, me too. I actually bought like straight leg jeans that are ready. Like higher waisted. My 14-year-old self hates me, but like I can't fit in any jeans. I was like, you know what? I'm going Old Navy and try these jeans on. And did I talk about this last time? No, because after I got the jeans, I went to go see you at the toy show. So yeah, got some jeans. They're straight legs.
That's okay. I only wear straight leg jeans pretty much now.
Yeah,
I'm in my 40s.
Good in jeans.
You're in your 30s. It's different. It's a tough pill to swallow.
oof. Yeah, I'm also realizing that I'm closer to like 40 and like the end of my life than I am to like 30 in the beginning of my life. That's fine. Oh yeah, I'm having a midlife crisis and an existential crisis on top of everything else. But my meds are kicking in, so it's awesome.
Like maniacal laugh. So he threw her head back. I was like, oh, that is so Disney villain right now. I love it. I love that journey for you.
Yeah, how are you?
Good. Today is the first day of the rest of my life.
Oh.
I am on a kick right now and things are great. I got up early and I walked the dog. Then I came home and I did a workout. I've switched my work shift to start later and later, so I have that morning routine where I can do a workout and not be rushing to like get to work. Well, get upstairs to start logging in, and you know what I mean. And I'm going to Aqua Zumba tonight.
Yay!
My golf course is over. It was fantastic. I am switching up my job. I'm going back to my base position. I'm on a bitchin' team because I got so fed up that I said, I know you're extending everyone's TAs and I'm not accepting mine. So just plan accordingly. And
good for you.
Very proud of myself for that.
Good for you.
It's all about my mental health. I was just drinking too much, smoking too much, being miserable too much, pissy, gaining weight.
Why do we let work do this? Why do we let work do this to us?
I'm like, nope, no more. I'm gonna just take care of myself and take my breaks. Maybe use one for a meditation and use the other one to just like get a fresh big glass of water and drink my water.
Self-care.
Absolutely. I'm very excited for it. And other than that, nothing else. I saw you at the toy show. It was a huge success. I sold a bunch of shit and I found some things I'd been looking for too. As you know, I collect the comic book, The Walking Dead, and I only try to collect the first appearances because I've never done that before. And I was like, that's kind of a cool thing to do. I found finally the first appearance of the Governor, number 27. I bought it. And then I found the first appearance with Rosita, Eugene, and Abraham on the cover. And when they came up on the show, they posed just like they posed. I'm like, I was super stoked. And I got them for really good prices. And I got a really rare first edition Swedish copy of The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Like the book?
Yes.
Swedish?
Yeah. I know the woman who had it on her. She's like, I found it at Value Village. And it's like, it's a cool find. And it's worth it. I Googled it and it was coming in at like over $100 and I got it for $50 because she knows me.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to add to my little collection. So
meanwhile, I donated all my Harry Potters.
All your books?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have Swedish ones?
All of them were.
Oh, Christ. Of course they were. Oh, well, you are Swedish now. That's all I got.
That's a lot. What time is Aqua Zumba tonight? What time?
7 to 8.
7 to 8? Maybe I'll come. Maybe if you like it, I'll come with you next time you go and I'm in town.
No, I told you this is the one that's not a drop-in. It's the one you have to sign up for like an 8-week.
I forgot that.
Yeah, that's all right. It's weird because they usually everything else they have is drop-in and all their drop-ins are during the day. And I'm like, I work.
Oh yeah.
So unless it's a flex day, I can't go and they don't do it on weekends. So I think they just weren't doing well with nighttime and they didn't want to keep trying to do it. So they're like, maybe if we do one where you have to sign up, just like you would sign up for like another class, like for our spring session for 4 weeks, sign up or whatever. So
okay, nice. Okay, well I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I hope, unless I like hate it and then I'll tell you about it next time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's do some fan sits real quick. Listeners, we'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsors, Fan Sits. This group is always working hard to create fantastic pins with an epic focus on Star Trek. They're always bringing new and fun pins from across the Trek universe, and I know I'm always excited for the next launch. So you know the drill. We here at Trek Geeks want to encourage your spending. Put our code in at checkout right now. Trek Geeks caps, no space, and score 10% off your entire order. Do it. Fan sets. Their pins have character. Love
y'all.
It. Who was that just joined the podcast?
Remember when you like had you were like, I'm not gonna knock how another cat drives, and you were just like, I don't know.
There's a ghost that just walked through me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Did I tell you that I signed up for my Reiki level 1 course? It's at the end of May.
Yeah. Did you? So it's not until the end of May? Like
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's on the 22nd.
Have you been to the store downtown on, oh, yeah. On View Street, right by the mall, that like by Irish Times area, there's a store that has like a bunch of Reiki books and stuff too, and a bunch of stuff.
Oh, the one that's in the alley across from Tava Bar?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been there. I love that store. There's a couple of those places. There's one in Fantan Alley too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And down on Yates as well. They've got lots of crystals
Instinct,
and shit.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that. All right. Did you watch it?
I did, but I don't think I finished it. And I watched it today. So it's like,
oh, wow. You really
top of mind. I really dedicated. I did.
Whatever. No, it's fine.
This is the fight.
This is the fight. This is season 7, Deep Space Nine. I'm just kidding. Season 7, Enterprise. This is Lower Decks, TNG. All right. I didn't need to watch this again because it's one of my favorite episodes of all time, but I did. I watched it in the morning when I was supposed to be working.
Huh.
Yeah. It starts with crew evaluations and 10 forward. Why don't I do my performance meetings at the bar for work? Right? That'd be so much more enjoyable. Anyway, Riker and Troy are trying to work while a table or two over, some young ensigns are hanging out and hoping for promotions, and they're wondering why Riker is laughing. That's not a good sign. If I were working 10 forward, I would totally gossip with everyone. I mean, that's the whole point of working in that type of position, right? And this guy, Ben, is an instigator, and I love it. So the kids are doing tests and simulations, and it's fun to see this side of the Enterprise, having to do reports and stuff. Oh, it's like actual work. Oh my God, now it's boring, and I don't want anything to do with this. Ah. Aye, sir. One eye is enough, kid. Oh, Riker, you're so funny. But the Vulcan's kind of annoying. He's definitely annoying LaForge, but it's funny to watch. But I couldn't stand him. Now the nurse is finding out some good news. She's getting a promo. I like her. She's rad. I like her character. But I dislike how Bev's, of all the different people that are like doing evaluations of their staff, she's the one that's carrying on like personal conversations with her staff, talking about boys, as that's all women do. Like, it's kind of tacky. I just don't like that. Meanwhile, Cito is chatting with Worf, and I like their connection. He even recommends her for an assignment. I think he kind of likes her.
Like?
Maybe. Ooh. See what happens after a couple of prune juices and 10 forward on bingo night, music bingo night. Because, we will have ramped that place up to be more fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben gives Will a shout out when he walks into 10 forward, and they laugh about him sleeping in his uniform, the kids, because they're like, how do you just say hi to him? And he's like, just go talk to him. He's from Canada. That's a great advice. Yeah, as a Canadian, I love it when that happens, when someone just comes up to me and is like, so what's Toronto like? I'm like, I don't know. It's the opposite side of the goddamn continent.
Never been.
If you're from LA, I'm not going to ask you what New York is like. God.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, rant aside, Lavelle is trying to talk to, is it Lavelle? Lavelle, the guy. He's
Patty Lavelle.
Exactly. And the Bluebells are trying to talk to Riker, and it's pretty cute. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. It's like Riker's like the cool like boss man, and he's all like, so I kind of I get that. I get that feeling when you kind of look up to somebody. Plus, he's handsome. Yeah, although I don't think he's thinking about it that way. You just want to be cool.
It's like how I bring a gift for Bonnie every time I meet with her.
I love that. Like an offering to the queen.
It is true.
I got sidetracked with work, and so I got lost a little bit. Maybe I don't remember this episode as much as I thought. But Cito is looking for some sympathy about her Starfleet experience after the stunt she pulled in the first duty. And Picard doesn't even know how she got on his ship, frankly. And I like it. Good on him. That was a shitstorm of an incident that she was involved in.
Mm-hmm.
So Cardassians, one of the two were mentioned. I'm 98% sure it's Cardassians. And the Vulcan is shooting at a shuttlecraft, and he's all like, something's going on. This is like really weird. And Cito's involved, and the Vulcan's trying to figure it out, that they're making it look as though the shuttle is fleeing an attack. He's so smart, but LaForge is beyond frustrated with all the questions. I get it. Mm. Meanwhile, the nurse is told she has to help a patient, and it is confidential. It's the Cardassian. And she's like, when she sees him, like, oh, like what a moment.
So handsome.
Oh my God. I love the Kardashians.
Me too.
I love the Kardashians.
They're the coolest.
So unhealthy. We are so unhealthy when it comes to men.
Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to fictional men, we are so unhealthy.
Yeah.
I can fix him. He just needs the right girl.
He'll kill everyone, but he won't kill me, probably.
No, I'm the only one that can make him laugh. I can make him laugh till he snorts whiskey out of his nose. Okay. Cocaine out of his nose or whatever issue. Anyway, other podcast. Okay, so 2 poker games are happening at the same time. They should have done a split screen because that would have been funny. The senior officers are gossiping. Well, the ladies are. Again, stop 90s female storylines. You suck. Alyssa's man is possibly cheating. Barf. Like, come on. You guys, right? Like, ugh, I don't even want to get into it. Riker's all butthurt that Troy thinks that he and Lavelle are quite alike. And I can kind of see it, though. An eager young Riker, we've heard about this guy. He was trying to be cool. And on a side note, I decided I had to do some digging because I don't really recognize any of the actors that are playing the lower deckers. And so I wanted to look into it. The actress who played Aceto is now a social worker. Fantastic.
Good for her.
Very good. Ben, the bartender dude, was most recently in an episode of Dahmer on Netflix.
Oh.
Lavelle, he's been in some episodes of NCIS and shows kind of like that, Scandal or like all those kind of drama shows. And the Vulcan hasn't done anything since 2007, though he was in episodes of Voyager. But he had some serious health issues, and then now he didn't. Yes, so he didn't work after that. The nurse Ogawa is most recently can be seen in that new TV show on Netflix called Beef. And the only reason I know that reference is because I turn on Netflix and I just see the word beef and it makes me laugh because we call Frank beef sometimes. Speaking of Frank, it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Frank!
Birthday, Frankie boy! Whoop, whoop. Okay, back to the episode. Worf wants to test Cedo unannounced, and she's blindfolded for it, which is kind of kinky. Defend yourself. It's not a fair test. Very good, you passed. Oh, so dumb. And it's not even real, we find out in the end. It's not even a real test. But Worf liked that she stood up for herself. That was the test. And you can tell he likes her. So even more. And then this little lesson sends her to Picard because she's feeling all like proud of herself. And she's like, I'm going to tell it like it is. And he's like, this was a courageous act. Now you must go on a dangerous mission. So that kind of backfired. But it turns out Picard did ask for her to be on the Enterprise because he wanted her to have a fair chance after the whole first duty thing. Ooh, he likes her too. What is it with this?
Double date.
Oh my God. So they want her to pretend to be a prisoner, and the Cardassian that they were helping in the sickbay is a spy for Starfleet, and he's all sad that she's so young. And she shows up all fake bruised, and Worf is concerned. You can see it on his face, but she says she's ready for the mission and hoping that she'll like get back in time because the plan is that she would escape from Cardassian space in the shuttle and they'd just meet her and grab her. In the shuttle, they approach the border and expect to be detected by patrol ships. She asks if she should talk, and he says no. And if you're asked questions, just look at me. And she asks him, why is he doing it? Risking his life for Starfleet? And he's like, I'm not a traitor. It's just that it's all war, and I don't want war. I love Cardassians more than ever. Can we get more episodes? Can we get a Cardassian series, please? Now they're at the bar on the ship, and Lavelle wants all the details, but you can tell that the Vulcan and Alyssa cannot talk about it, and he's all miffed because he's the only one on the outside. And then you have the depressing scene on the bridge where the Enterprise has reached the rendezvous spot, and after 30 hours, there is no sight of Cedo and her successful escape. They narrow the scan field. Lavelle is asked to look for signs of life. He's like, do you have details? And they said Bajoran life signs. They launch a probe, find debris and the escape pod bits, and then we find out that she is dead. Captain's log is done. The Bajoran prisoner is dead, and he announces it to the ship. Worf is sitting alone, sad and 10 forward, and Ben brings him prune juice, I'm assuming, and he goes to the lower deckers, and they're all somber, and Lavelle got the promotion that was supposed to go to Cedo, and they're all proud of him and said that she'd be proud of him too, and then Ben tells Worf that he should go sit with them because she thought of him as a friend, and the last scene is him awkwardly, silently joining the table of mourners. The end.
Very good job.
Thank you. So you didn't watch the ending?
For a terrible fucking episode. I hated it. Yeah, no, I like hated it like with every fiber of my being. I did not finish it. Like I didn't know that she died. I forgot, or I didn't pick up that she was part of the first duty crew.
I even said that last week.
I don't retain anything.
That's all right. You got a lot going on.
Yeah. Do you want to go into your thoughts? Do you want me to go into my thoughts?
Please.
Oh, sure. So first of all, they lost me when she said, "Oh, to be a spider under that table." Thanks. I have arachnophobia. That's really rude.
Inappropriate.
Now I'm glad she died. I remember disliking this episode as a child, and I experienced it disliking it as a current adult child. I don't care about nobodies from Starfleet trying to make it up the ranks. I don't give a shit. And I also don't have, so this is a personal problem because I don't have patience for staff. I don't have staff. Anytime I've had staff, they've been my friends where it's easy, or I make them cry. And that's terrible. There's nothing about this episode that was good for me. It didn't propel the series in any particular direction. I didn't like anything about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really, I really hated it, but I also really hated it as a kid. I don't like the departure from the norm. I just don't care.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't care what the other shift of the Enterprise looks like. I don't care.
That's okay. That's why you never watched the TV series based off of this called Lower Decks.
Yes.
Although it's different because it's not like there's a senior crew that you've grown to love for 6 years and then suddenly you're being forced to watch the Lower Deckers. But
right.
I like it. I like that it's so different. I think that's why I like it so much, is that it's unlike anything else. It's not often that you'll have this ensemble cast that is the most iconic, epic, great cast, and that you can do an episode like this and it's good. Usually you're like, bring back the people that I like. But I like this because it's them like secretly hero worshiping them and being so intimidated by them. And it's like, oh yeah, that's how it would be. Like, we know that from our own work situations where you have bosses and fancy people walking around. You're like, oh my God, like they're so intimidating. Yet they're just kind of like, oh my God, I need a fucking drink. Let's play some poker tonight. And you're like, oh yeah, they're just like us. So I've always liked it. My favorite of all time TNG episode.
Well, I mean, the precedent is already set for us disagreeing on things. Like take Wesley for an example.
A great example.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm not mad about it.
It's good because it's also one of the few episodes that actually got like an emotional response of like, oh my God, this is sad. Like this is like kind of a bummer. And like she did. And it's just one more person that Picard has killed in his line of duty.
Oh my
Wait till we go to next time when we record, when we go with that whole Wolf 359 debacle where he murdered billions. Planets, stars, frogs,
galaxies,
alligators. Yeah. Okay, let's do some fast facts.
Agree to disagree. I put these in, so there's not a ton.
We're also down to 5 minutes, so.
Okay, good. Go. You go first. Plot hole.
Okay, let me open my Trello. You're aggressive today.
Yeah, like I said, my meds are working, I think, so now I have like energy and zest for life.
Okay, I'll start. I have zest for life. I like the way you said it. It was so like,
oh,
okay. It was funny. Okay, the staff were delighted with the results of this episode. Unlike Haley, they thought, how does the Enterprise look to those little junior officers who don't get to go into the observation lounge and who don't know what's going on? It was really just a fresh, original idea, and it turned out to be one of the best episodes of the season, as said by staff. I don't know who the hell the staff.
Where are you reading this?
Under the fast facts and goofs and stuff on Trello.
I don't think so. Did you write it?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I'll do a refresh of the page.
Me too. Because I wrote a whole bunch. Trivia or goof, see or skip.
Yeah.
It's just my shit in there. You're on Lower Decks, right? Your favorite episode? Really? Here, let me share my.
Because yours says plot hole. Yours is at the bottom. Mine's above it.
There's nothing up there. Isn't that weird? That never happens.
That
Usually,
is weird. Maybe I can attach you to this.
yeah, because it says that you added to
Oh, I have to save it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Blooper.
That's fine. So we'll just go with your stuff then.
And then we'll do yours after.
Okay, there might be some there's overlap, but that's okay.
Oh, let's start with yours then.
Oh, okay. There's a plot. I called it a plot hole, or maybe IMDb did. Picard tells Ensign Cito that she will get back to Federation space using the shuttle's escape pod. However, shuttlecraft are small and do not have escape pods. He sent her to certain death. Now, how do you feel about the episode?
I like it even more. Picard's badass. Oh, Frankie.
That was like in my head. I could hear it.
Hold on. What a moment. When Ensign Cito sits in the ops position after the battle simulation, a wooden wedge can be seen bracing the base of the seat. Come on. Set designers.
This was the first Bajoran Cardassian cooperation shown in the Trek universe.
Whoa.
That's kind of a big deal.
That is a big deal.
What a weird thing to situate in the shittiest episode ever.
Here's an extreme error by the writers. Lieutenant Reginald Barclay, Dwight Schultz, was briefly considered as one of the characters featured, but was dropped for being too well known from his popular previous appearances. The production staff added the civilian waiter Ben as to have a character who hitches aboard the ship for fun, who's unconcerned about rank and who passes along stupid rumors. Yeah, he's
that was a mistake. That was a mistake. If Barclay had been in this, well, it would have been my favorite episode.
Yes, good point. What if it was Barclay and Wesley?
Okay, they would not show that on TV. It's too sexy. Too sexy.
It's too hot to handle. That's a late night episode.
Here's I called this "You fucked up."
You fucked up.
Cito says that as a Bajoran, she knows better than anyone what Cardassians do to their prisoners. Ironically, one of the people she says this to is Picard, who was himself taken prisoner and tortured by a Cardassian in Chain of Command. You bish. Who are you talking to? Know your role.
Yeah.
Know your limit. Play within it.
That's the provincial slogan for the gambling, for those listening that don't know. Know your limit, play within it. It's a great line. Whoever came up with that, I hope got an extra pizza lunch at work.
I hope so.
Those are awesome. That's all we need to really do. But let's do a quick would you rather.
Okay, but also the recording's going to end.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Call me back.
Oh my God. Bye. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. It's good to have you here. Would you rather be on the lower decks or part of the senior staff? I don't even need you to answer it. You want to be senior staff?
Yeah.
Done. Same.
You?
Same. Of course. I want to know all the dark secrets that are happening. I want to be in on the,
Yeah. Also, we wouldn't just come into Starfleet at a senior rank. I'm assuming I would have to move up just as I have in the provincial government.
Absolutely. But also, I'm not opposed to the idea of being neither. And I'm Ben. I work on this ship. I'm a civilian. I'm not a military type person. Maybe I don't want that type of work. I don't want that type of responsibility. This is a world where there's no money. I can do whatever I want. Maybe I want to make non-alcoholic drinks for annoying people.
Do you think that we could be bartenders and make the same money we're making now or more? I'm just trying to think.
The real world? Or in this world?
Can we use our own world? Can we use our powers of hilarity and charm for money? Oh, yeah. For money reasons.
Yeah. The TikTok bartender bitches.
I'm the podcast bitch. I just watched that one. I'm the business bitch. Kelly Kapoor. Business bitch. So good.
I love it. Would you befriend the bartender so you could get all the dirt and rumors if you were on the ship?
Yeah. It depends because as you know, I was paying very close attention. Were the senior staff interacting with Ben?
A little,
Were
well,
they?
Riker does. Like he played poker with them.
Okay. So, it depends. Like, I guess it depends on how the bartender is regarded by senior staff, if
Is he
that
like
makes
annoying?
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like trustworthy or whatever. Like how
Mm.
Guinan is. Like everyone loves Guinan. Everyone would talk to Guinan about everything and they do. She's like,
Hmm.
ugh, I'm not paid enough for this. Um, what was it? What was the question?
That's it.
Okay. What's your answer to the question?
I don't care. Let's move on. I want to talk about Picard because we
I
watched
know.
the series is over.
Oh,
The two we haven't talked about are the last two episodes. What a ride! What a series! I thought it was probably one of the best seasons of Star Trek ever,
yeah.
personally. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like, oh, it's all my favorite people coming together. Like the writing, the
Yep.
soundtrack. Like I've
Yes.
ordered the soundtrack on vinyl. I'm so
Did
freaking
you?
excited. Yeah, pre-ordered it on Amazon. So
Oh, that
dope,
is cool,
dope
dude.
AF. I kind of want to take it to STLV and get some signatures on it on the album.
Oh my God, that would
It'd be
be
kind of fun.
amazing. Then you have to carry around a fucking record all day.
I know. How hipster of me. I'm way too old for that shit.
Just make a
Okay.
purse out of it.
You know what? Put a bird on it. Why
Put a
don't
bird on it.
you start and let's talk about episode 9, which I believe was called Vox?
Vox. Yeah, also a song by Sarah McLachlan. This episode, we've talked about this. This episode could quite literally be plucked from the series and put into theaters as a standalone TNG movie. And I would see it more times than I saw Star Wars Episode 5, Revenge of the Sith, which I saw in theaters 4 times because of my Darth Vader obsession at the time and also Hayden Christensen at the time. Maybe I'm gonna watch that movie tonight.
No!
Yeah. Oh, your face!
Episode 5? I don't know.
It's a terrible movie, but like
no, Hayden Christensen.
The one where
episode 5. It's episode 3. The one where he becomes Darth Vader and burns, and it's.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, it's episode 3.
I messed up the numbers. Sarah wasn't in math like everyone else for 1 year.
You're out of your Vulcan mind, Spock.
So funny.
Anyway, the episode was so fucking good. And also, like, watching it back, because I watched it a couple times, one by myself and then one when John was here. And I could see the little hints, like when Deanna was helping Jack figure out the door in his mind, and she referred to all the vines as, like, neurons. And they, like, were neurons, dude. Right? And what else did I say? I'll save it for the next episode, like the next. Like,
are you gonna?
Like the next, like the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think?
Oh, what did I think? Okay, I remember watching this and just being like, I did not see that coming. Like the Borg. I did not expect it. I just really felt like you're being sent in a different direction.
Totally agree.
The changelings especially, right? Like I knew there was something up about them. They weren't like the typical changelings, but this was not what I was expecting. And it was so awesome. Like it was a left-hand turn, but not in a bad way. It's like the slowest game of chess ever was just played and won by the Borg, and it's amazing. And then for them to tap into all the young, like what a fucking like it's brutal. Like it was brutal. Like you're just instantly thinking like, oh my God, the gorgeous girls, right? Like
yes.
And then Data with the emotions, it was actually really genuinely awkward and funny. Like it was.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it. I loved it. And like when Geordi says to like Data, like, could you try to be a little more positive? I hope we die quickly. Like it's so awkward. And then Rick said with 9, like calling him a robot. The robot's right. Like I love that. It's just you're getting some of the most stressful Star Trek, and it's littered with such appropriate, perfectly dropped little giggles. Riker delivered 99% of them, but Worf had some of the best ones. Or Picard, when they walk on to the Enterprise, and he's like, it wasn't until this moment, reunited with you all, I realized that I missed what I missed the most: the carpet. The carpet on the bridge. what a moment. Like Jordy's like this guy who like tinkers with his in the garage at home, like, oh, just been fixing the ship. Surprise. Like
Surprise,
the
here's a
feelings
spaceship.
I felt when that
Yep.
scene and they walk on. Like imagine all of the actors like behind the little sliding door, like, oh my God, we're here together. They're all
I
together.
know. And it's like it's definitely like the CBS props, right?
Oh my God.
So like we've also been on that bridge.
Oh, dude, that is our second home.
It
Love
is.
that place. And I think the thing that was, because I'm stopping a douche. The thing that really stands out to me is that this episode was so full of like reunions and happy feelings and epic like drama that you forget that the best character just died. Like Shaw is to me one of my most favorite characters to come out in the Star Trek universe in a while. Like even more than Anson Mount's Pike and stuff. Like I just thought Shaw was so great, and he's dead. I was like,
I know,
but it was like almost overshadowed, but not like necessarily. Like he did a great job, the actor, and like the scene, and it was beautiful that him and Seven had that moment where he called her.
yeah,
like, but it was like,
I know,
like my heart, and that was right after that Succession episode aired, where Logan Roy, you're just like, okay, what's next? Like,
bring it
I
on.
can't handle this. But yeah,
Yeah.
what a like. You leave that. Like, imagine if they were like really cruel, or like, we're gonna make you wait 4 weeks for the final episode or something stupid. Like that would have been horrible. Or like one of those season splits back in the day when TV shows would stop for like Christmas.
Oh, brutal.
Like Best of Both Worlds would have that massive like, now you gotta wait till the new year, all over summer. Yeah.
It was such a good episode. Yeah, the Borg were so surprising to me as well. And then like to capture Starfleet the way that they did. And then like there's probably an Easter egg somewhere. Do you think like so all the ships were gathered for Frontier Day, and then the Borg took them over, after the Admiral, what's her face, Rip.
Shelby.
Yeah, after she was talking about how like the technology to move as one and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, that's a mistake. But they're all sort of in this formation, and I'm wondering if it's like Vulcan language, if it's like binary, or if there's some sort of message in the formation of the ships after the Borg have taken them over. And I'm asking this because I'm also getting messages from like satellites and stuff like in my teeth that I can hear. I'm just kidding. Fuck, could you imagine?
I'm like, where is she going with this?
Yeah.
Do I need to call it back up?
But what do you think? I mean, I haven't Googled, but I thought, I don't know, they looked very deliberate in a way, but maybe that was just like their formation. Fine. But tell me.
Yeah, I don't know. I could do some research for the next episode so that we do have a bit of a Picard corner. I can do a deep dive and see what some of the cool, because I bet there'll be some more fast facts and stuff added to Internet Movie Database over the next while and other websites that there's some cool
I hope so.
things we could find. We could do a special Easter egg Picard corner.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of stuff that I missed. Like that's one of the things I love hate about Lower Decks is that I do find it really funny, and it's a good, I'm not a big cartoon fan, but it's like, that's funny. But sometimes the jokes are so good and the references are so good, but then there's so many that I'm like, I don't get it because I don't know Voyager as well as I know TNG, or I don't know Deep Space Nine as well as, you know what I mean? Like I'm not that big of a fan that remembers a lot of these things. So I'm always like, oh man, I bet it's even funnier for the people who like really
get it. Yeah, totally.
All right, episode 10.
10.
What did you think? The series finale.
Well, I recorded myself just with like a recording app on my phone because I wanted to like take notes without like writing them down. And like I don't know if you want me to read some of them to you. Like I had them I had it transcribed. The transcription doesn't work very well, but I had some questions. Like at the very beginning, on the Titan, they're saying to eliminate all the unassimilated, and I'm like, why are you eliminating them when you could just assimilate them? Like, don't you just want to do that? But I guess they don't need them, and I don't want people to be assimilated or killed. But
efficiency.
Anyway, I'm eating grape tomatoes. LeVar Burton probably uses a gua sha for his chin and jawline. I will make it a threesome. 4.
I will make it a threesome.
Michael Dorn.
Do you hear yourself? So
funny. Before the away team left, and there was that moment between Riker and Deanna, and they both kind of just look at each other, and it's like, well, see you soon. I'm like, what do you, like, why won't you just be like, love ya? Just say it.
Jinx.
Yeah. Also, here's a question, and this John brought this up too. Does Starfleet have
the best of both shoes coming next time?
But does Starfleet have like a business continuity plan for like if they lost control of their ships? And like, why is it so easy for ships to be taken over? I just don't fucking get it. Think about it.
Well, I think that I was going to bring this up and then I didn't. Cool story, bro. They mentioned something. I feel like there was like a metaphor in the series at the end that was really about reality today and young people and their obsession with social media and how everything's all connected, because they kept making the joke about, they kept saying that the reason that the ships were so easily overtaken is because they're all uploaded with new stuff that links all the ships together. So if you get one, you get them all, whereas the Enterprise D didn't have that upgrade.
Separate.
You know, and so like between those kind of references, which make me think of like, you know, our emails or our IP addresses or whatever, it's all hooked in. And then Troy, like, I'm so glad to see all these wrinkles. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I identify more with the old people than I do the young people now.
Yeah, I hear that. I've been watching The Simpsons and I'm like, oh, sweet. I totally identify with Marge now, even though I'm not a mother, but like I get it.
Yeah.
Another thing that I thought about, like the Borg should have a better fail-safe for like all the tubes and shit. So like when you take all you're being assimilated, no, I'm not. I'm ripping this tube out. I'm no longer part of your fucking collective. That it shouldn't be that easy, dude. Like you just no tube. That's it. And there's no like the tube doesn't like come back at you like it should.
You think.
Yeah, you'd think. Anyway, that said, I'm also glad that it was the Borg Queen that was calling for Jack, because I remember a previous episode where it was definitely Beverly calling him in his head. And I know this because I watch every show with closed captions and it said Beverly. But like, I loved that they used Alice for the Borg Queen, her voice. That was such a nice thing to do. I wasn't sure what they were going to do with the actual Borg Queen, or if they had recorded before the actress passed away or not.
I was also confused by the happenings of season 2 of Picard, because didn't Alison Pill's character become Borg Queen or a Borg? Yeah. And I thought maybe she was going to reprise her role, and it would be like, oh, well, Picard's going to be fine because he's going to be able to get her to remember. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like that, but also I felt like she was just like the ship now. Like, was she just the ship? It was a weird season. It was weird. And then I waited until the very end, like you said, to wait, and I'm glad I did, because we saw like a character who I love a lot who's still there.
Jack Crusher.
I don't care about Jack.
You mean Q.
I'm talking about Q. And I loved the sort of like hint towards like, you know, the universe continues. I like that kind of stuff, because like it just made me think about reading the last book of Harry Potter, and like after spoiler Snape dies, I was like, I have to write something immediately that makes him still alive, because that is not okay for that universe to continue without him in it. And so like I have literally like one paragraph on my old laptop that I can't turn on that just talks about him waking up in the fucking Forbidden Forest, and he's like, oh, what the shit's going on? That was weird. So I'm glad in a way. I also felt like during that last episode, I'm like, are they all gonna die? And I was like, I didn't take my makeup off. I'm not prepared for this. And it ended the best way it possibly could have. I loved the poker scene at the end. I love that Data basically became a human. I also was like hoping that Lore would come back, but then I remembered that he couldn't. Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the minute I turned it on and started watching it, and you see the green Borg overtaking the opening credits, you're like, okay,
Mm,
this is it. Like, this is something special. Like, I'm already scared.
so
And I
creepy.
was really worried about a major character. I mean, Shaw was a major character, don't get me wrong. And
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
really upset about his character's demise, but I'm talking about one of the legacy people, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not okay with Troy and none of them, not even
No.
LaForge's daughters. Like, I was so
No,
happy
I
that they were
know.
okay. And I was so happy that at the very opening scene we get the voice of President Anton Chekhov. Like,
Oh, I
and it
love
was Walter
that.
Koenig's voice. Like,
Yeah.
and I loved that Worf, did a solid for Raffi. And so her family and her granddaughter are going to be in her life. And they're like so proud of her that she saved the universe. And that was just like a nice, like, modern Worf and his mindfulness. It's kind of cute.
It is
Um,
cute.
I love the moment where they realize that it's like the parents like proudly going to see their kid off to school on the first day, and like they see that the Titan was renamed the Enterprise.
Oh,
It's just such
yeah.
a sweet moment. Like, it's just so many feels. Like, I'm so
Mhm.
glad that they just like the episode starts, boom, it's brutal, it's scary, you don't know what's gonna happen, and then like at the half hour mark, it's like, all right, we win, and then they give you all this beautiful closure to
Yeah.
say like this is the end of the series. There's probably not going to be any more TNG as a group that we know of, so let's give them all a happy ending where LaForge, yeah, Data's human. Picard gets to be a
Ugh.
father. Riker and Troy are together, and there's Q. I mean, what the fuck, right? Like, I thought
I
that the poker scene
know.
was perfect. It made me think of the end of like Ocean's 12, whatever they're playing poker, and they're all just like laughing, and like it's such a little glimpse into like their fun side. Like, because it's probably like the easiest job ever. Is they probably play poker together all the time. They probably
Yeah.
have cameras there, and then that final scene, you're just like, oh my god, there he is, just ready to cause shit, like just poking at his best friend's kid.
Oh,
I loved it.
amazing.
And Captain Seven,
Yeah,
she's
that's
the captain
nice.
now. I love that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was perfect. Like, the only thing I really wanted to see that didn't happen was I really wanted Barkley to show up. I was
Or
really hoping,
Wesley.
or Wesley. I was hoping
I
for it. Yeah,
I know. I'm like, I know we saw him like a couple seasons ago or whatever, but I was
yeah,
like, whatever, just
traveler
like bring him back.
to meet his
But
brother,
yeah, exactly.
right?
Um, Controversial opinion.
Ooh, there you go.
I don't care for Jack Crusher's character.
Inaccurate, data in error.
I'm not talking about like his moral character. I just mean the character.
The character in general.
I don't,
They did
I don't,
that.
yeah, I don't particularly care about him.
Mhm.
If a new series were to happen with him starring in it, I'd watch it just because it's Star Trek, but I wouldn't want to.
That's fair. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't really have opinion either way. I don't dislike him.
Yeah,
I yeah, he's fine. The actor is great.
yeah, the actor's
It,
awesome.
yeah, it was a little bit, it was maybe a little hokey where it's like at the beginning you're like, oh, of course he's got a kid that he didn't know about. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't really find it that believable that Beverly would do that. I understand why she did, because the kid has a target on his back because Picard is such a big fucking deal. I get that, but I mean, they talk about the closeness of these people so much that for someone to just pick up, walk away, and not even confide in Troy, like, I find that really kind of hard to believe. So it was a little bit of an odd, but I think it still worked in the end, and I liked how they closed it up. That he's a little rough around the edges, and
and
I mean, it's
yeah,
fine. Again,
it
if they
is.
do a series and he shows up in it, he's not going to be my favorite character, but he's welcome
Yeah,
there, I suppose. Like,
yeah.
I'm not
Like
going to say you can't sit with us.
no, he's welcome in the family. Also, I just like anytime there's a new character on a Star Trek series, I'm like, do you know what you're signing up for, man?
Oh man,
Like, you are stuck forever with us.
yeah.
We will go to all the conventions and expect you to be there. We will pay for photos with you. We
Yeah.
will cry and
latch-
scream and yell your name.
We
Like,
latch onto you. Yep,
yeah,
we own you.
lean into it or else we will turn, motherfucker. Like, it's
Mhm.
bad.
Side note, speaking of Star Trek conventions, Trek Geeks every year has their Fan Geeks party where they team up with Fansets and they host a party off this away from the Rio for people to come to. And this year they've booked the Millennium Fandom Bar or whatever. It's like it's downtown and it's like a Star Wars, Star Trek nerd themed bar.
No way.
And John Billingsley is a guest who's going to be there. Bonnie Gordon is going to be singing, and she is the voice of the computer in the Nickelodeon show Prodigy.
Okay.
And Bill and Dan are going to do a live recording of Trek Geeks while there. And so they do like 200 tickets. Like they're free tickets, but you have to like sign up to get a ticket because you have to control the crowds, right? They put the tickets up for availability and they were sold out within 90 minutes or like 30 minutes or something. They're like gone. Like I was
That's
like so excited to hear that. Yeah. So they're like, we may not be Taylor Swift, but we're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to go?
Yes. I don't need to get a ticket because I'm part of the Trek network. But yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
I didn't know about the Millennium Bar or whatever, so it's downtown. That's cool.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Millennium Fandom or Millennia. Yes, Millennia. I don't know. Something like that.
I'm in. Well, I'm not because I can't, but next time.
Next time. All right. That's all, folks. Another episode of Rewind is done. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Tune in next time when we do one of those epic two-parters. Best of both worlds. We'll see where it all started after watching this Picard season 3. I'm excited.
Me too.
Until then, feel free to reach out and chat with us via Twitter. Van Island Sarah is where you can find me. Or you can go to the Trek Geeks website. I think you can still leave a voicemail. Someone leave us a bloody voicemail. I'd love that. It happened once or twice and it made our day. It was like the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
Yeah, we won't play it here unless you want us to. But the fact that like one person took the time to be like, I listened to your show.
I know.
I was like, I will keep going for you.
I will save you from any burning building. So if you decide to leave a message or ask a question, just let us know if we can use your name and talk about it on the air. I would love to do that. Oh my God. Yeah, ask us anything. Awesome. AMA, Reddit, here we go.
I mean, what else is there left to fucking tell people? Like last week, John listened to the latest episode. He's like, do you know your full name is on that episode? I'm like, yeah, there's no way that you can get away from it on the, it's fine. I don't care.
He's going to hear
Come at me, everyone else.
Yeah, come at me where I don't exist on social media anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I meant in the street, but.
Oh yeah. Don't. Just don't.
No, I don't want
enough of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart. Oh. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, big thanks to the network, 5-Year Mission, Fansets, all of you, our great listeners. If you've been thinking about supporting us further and aren't already a member of Patreon, head on over to the Trek Geeks website to get all the details. We hope to see you there. Haley, what do you want to say to the folks?
Just thanks so much and please come back next time.
Love that. I love that journey for everybody involved.
Yeah.
All right. To infinity and beyond.
And a pearly.